We already took a look at problem number 4 when I was using it number 1 is we're looking for the relationship between my values in T to my values in B. So when I do this, I'm looking to see what's happening. So my values are decreasing, so I'm going to assume that I am either going to be multiplying or subtracting or dividing. So I'm going to look at 7 to 2 and see how I can get from 7 to 2. Well, I don't know of a number that I can very easily divide by to get to 2. And plus, I'm going to assume because we're talking about age that we're probably going to be looking at whole numbers and not decimals. So I'm going to look at subtraction first. So 7 to get to 2, what I'm going to do is I'm going to subtract 5. So I'm going to write that down. Now I can't just assume because I subtract 5 from the 7 that it's going to work. So I need to see if I subtract 5 from 9, do I get 4? So 9 subtract 5 equals 4. That worked. 10 subtract 5 equals 5. Good. So what I'm doing, the operation that I'm doing is I'm subtracting 5. And I'm doing that from T. And when I do that from T, I'm going to equal B. Or it's going to, I'm going to rephrase that, to get, don't put to equal B, to get B. Okay, so this is my rule. So now I'm going to take this and I'm going to write it as an equation. So I'm going to subtract 5 from T. To get is to mean to equal B. So there's my rule. And then when B is, or when Talia is 12, B is going to be equal to 7. So that's how I would solve that one. Now, we're going to take a look at number 5 and do number 5 together. So when we do number 5, when you have an input-output table that is written horizontally, I find it helpful to go ahead and write it vertically so then I can really look at my patterns, especially when I start doing multiple operations. Right now, we're just doing a one-step operation, but if I have to do more than one step, this is going to be helpful just to look at one value. So I have 33, 34, 35, 36, and then 37. So I look at the 1 and I look at what I'm doing. So I am, as I'm going through on my table, I'm increasing. So increasing typically is going to be addition or multiplication. So when I increase those values, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to either be adding or multiplying. Well, if I multiply 1 times 33 equals 33, but if I did that for 2 times 33, I do not get 34. 3 times 33, I do not get 35. So it's not going to be multiply, so it's going to be add. So I'm going to add, and I need to see what value do I add to x to get my y. So 1 plus something equals 33. So 1 plus 32, when I get that, to get y. So 32 plus 1 is equal to 33. 32 plus 2 is equal to 34. 32 plus 3 is equal to 35. 32 plus 4 is equal to 36. And 32 plus 5 is equal to 37. So my rule is add 32 to x to get y. That's the rule. I want to see it written out, please. I don't want to just see the equation because it says write a rule in an equation. So the equation is going to be x added to 32 equals y. Okay, so you're going to give me the rule, give me the equation for number 6. 7 and 8, you're going to give me the rule, give me the equation, and then fill in the missing values. Then when you're done with 6, 7, and 8, you're going to do your math practices and problem solving on the backside.